information can we get from a particular target? Target in the essence that it could be an IP address. It could be an IP address. It could be a website. It could even be a name or maybe a phone number, something like that. It could be any information. That is what we rank these guys as targets. So it could be any of this information. When we talk about target, I won't have a Scalidro. I'm going to learn how to use that website. It's very good for class like this. So targets, listen, that it can be this, any of this information. There are more to it. It could even be a physical pen test, whereby it's mostly done in internal penetration testing. So information gathering, like I said, we are trying to gather information about any of these targets. And information in the essence that, what kind of information are we looking for? We are looking for vulnerabilities. Yeah, that's the first thing we are looking for. Vulnerabilities. We are looking for publicly information. We are looking for public information. What else are we looking for? We are looking for exploits that we can carry out on that particular information that we have gotten on that particular target. So these are some few things we should be looking at. We should be looking at after first. So here are various tools, like I said. So passive information gathering, just get it, and that just get the fact that it's just like we are trying to get information about a particular target. And when we talk about passive, we also have active. Now, talking about passive, we are talking about information that would not give alarm to our target here. It will not raise an alarm about us. If we are scanning an IP address, we are scanning a website, we are finding a name, we are finding a phone number, any information being given, and then, any targets being given, and then we are giving the information, and then we try to access any of this information anyhow, we must not raise an alarm to the target that, yes, we are trying to find this particular information. If not, that has turned to an active information gathering process. Anytime there is a cause of alarm whereby our target knows that we are doing some sort of stuff, we don't have spoofing technologies, we cannot actually lower our voices on the network, then we are actively scanning that target. But passive is we don't have any direct interaction, not literally direct, but we are not raising any kind of alarm or any kind of noises on the network to tell our target that, yes, there's somebody doing this social activity. Although it's not right, you understand? It's not, but as an ethical hacker, you get, once you are ethical and then you are given the opportunity to do so. I don't think you do more of passive information gathering, only just to confirm some stuff. Many of those stuffs are going to be like active. So going into passive information gathering, there are a lot of tools we can use here. And the first tool we have here is WAF. Now, most of these tools are command line tools. Let me just clear these guys here. Control-BX, yes. Control-BX, yes, yeah. So, let me just clear these guys here on T-Mouse. So, there are a lot of tools we can use, and WAF is one of them. And if you want to know what a tool does in Kalinos, you can just do what is, and it will tell you what that particular tool stands for. So in our essence, it is WAF, 00, then F. It's not a O, it's a 0. So if I do what is WAF, you can see identify and fingerprint web application firewall product. Great. So now we know that we can use WAF to identify and fingerprint web application firewall product. Fingerprint means version detection and other stuff like that. So now if I run WAF, what I do is WAF --up on any tool I'm be given. Either I run a -h or a --up. They are both the same command. -h, you can see it's still going to give me the same output, pass custom same as --up. Now what this prompt does is it actually gives me it actually gives me information about what this particular tool does. Get it? It gives me information about what this particular tool does, and you can see the syntax here of how it works. You can see -A, find all web application firewall which match the signatures. Do not stop testing until do not stop testing on the first one. So once you find one firewall application, some websites might have more than one. They might have two, they might have three. Very brutal websites that they maybe they have less good security, and they need something like a firewall to protect against malicious attacks. So we have -R, no redirect, do not follow redirections given by 3xs, do not follow information given by 3, anything starting with 3, it's like a redirection. They call it redirection. I don't know if you have gone to a particular URL whereby maybe you type maybe you type face.com, and then when you click enter, it actually carries you to facebook.com, something like that. I don't know if you have actually seen something like that before. Then you type in a URL and then it takes you to another URL that is not the same name with that URL. So that is what do not follow directions given by 300 response. So there are a lot of options here, but I'll just be using the simple one, which is wafoof, and you can see wafoof URL, and then you can specify URL 2, URL 3, URL 4, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that. You can see the syntax being used. So I'll just do wafoof, and then I'll be using accosploit.org. Accosploit.org, yeah. Classes.And, and another way to do this is to use web extensions. I just want to make this class very, very comprehensive and easy to understand. We can use web extensions, and the first web extension I'll be talking about, the first web extension I'll be talking about is built with, Wapalizer. So my screen is pretty small there. So the first one I'm talking about is Wapalizer. So I would love you to download these two extensions once you are done with this class. And the second one is built with. So Wapalizer also does fingerprinting. So this is the website. You can learn a lot from here. You can see Windows lateral movements, Linux defense evasion techniques, and a lot of Windows privilege escalation techniques, and a lot of stuffs you can set up your terminal for pen testing, Docker security, a lot of stuff that in your free time you can just come here and say, okay, I just want to learn something new. And then trust me, that is how you get the hang of these things, how to secure PHP admin. So let's go into what we are in today. So if I open up Ctrl+Shift-E, I think extensions. How do I open up extension? Okay, extensions, and then I go to web store here. So definitely if you search for Wapalizer, then you click enter, you should see a purple this guy here. You can see what did they write here? Added, yeah. And you can see it has a mark here, featured. So if I click here, you can see remove. You can see it definitely tells us the technologies that website uses. I don't know about this word run, but you can see discover what runs on a website. You can see check out other ones you like. And the second one I want you to download is built with. Yeah, built with. So built with will tell you this one talks more. It's a talkative. It talks more. Yet it does not just give you the technology, but tells you this technology is being used by Google, it's being used by Bing, it's being used by various people like that. So I have it installed here, and Wapalizer, this is the first one you can see here. And you can see in this place we have CMS, I think content management system or something like that. And you can see WordPress, advertising, Google AdSense. And trust me, every information here is pure. Like, it is clean and accurate. If it is not accurate, Wapalizer will tell you that maybe partially, or maybe it's not accurate. It will definitely tell you. Same as built with. you can see beauty to tell you, MailerLite, download list of website using MailerLite, email newsletter, made easy sign up for form. You can see it tells you lots more about it, especially when you want to write reports for companies. It tells you much about it. So let's go back to our scan and see what we have here. You can see https://org is behind Cloudflare WAF. When we say WAF, we're talking about a web application firewall. And I made mention that web application firewalls are set of and I don't want to call them bots. Well, it's set of like instructions given to a particular application in order to like block some incoming connection. You get incoming connection and even an outgoing connections to it's responsible for security. And I think I have a PDF on that. I'll just check it up later if you want it. So yeah, let's see if we'll get anything like Cloudflare. You can see here we have CDN, Cloudflare, true, and definitely this website uses Cloudflare to protect some certain type of attack from their website. So they use Cloudflare. So what else do we have on our list? We have Google Docking. Yeah, I talked about Google Docking, and I'll just show you the automated method because sometimes the little Google Docking we know does not work, does not come into play. So if you go to a website called JD, or you just start JDB on Google, which stands for Google Hacking Database. So you can see the first link here, GHDB. Just search for GHDB on Google, you see it. And we can see here we have Google Hacking Database, and you see doc. And you can see the category, you can see pages containing login portals. Trust me, if I copy this, if I just copy this now, and this is a Google Doc, you can see file containing juicy info. This is a Google Doc. If I copy it and I paste it on Google here now, I'll be able to see pages containing login portals. I think that is what it's for. Yeah, pages containing login portals. So let me see. This should take me to a login portal. You can see this is a First Citizen Bank, and you can, if you like, you can switch to the active information gathering part, whereby you start trying in password and username. And trust me, if you try anything like SQLi injection, and then it works, boom, First Citizen Banks. This belongs to I don't know who this belongs to. So, but if you try anything and you start imputing here, trust me, you are going to active. Now you are being active. You are now performing active information gathering. So I'm not going to do that. There are a lot of Google Docs here you can check out by yourself. You have pages containing login portals. You have pages containing juicy info, pass.txt. Definitely pass.txt. When I see pass.txt, password comes to my mind. So this is index of txt. This is txt records. Maybe anything. It could be anything. It could be anything. Just trust me. And anytime you see index here, just know that index is like web databases. Just like web databases, you can navigate files and other stuff like that. So what is on the list next? Sublister. Okay, sublister are used for subdomains. There's something we call subdomain, and a subdomain, it's like a parent. It's like, okay, you can see here we have pass.txt, and I don't know what this is for. Okay, this is for exams. You can see this is actually, you can try it out on a particular company, syllabus, leaks, www.info, which I don't even care, graphics default, and a lot of other stuff, tracking changes, and a lot of other stuff you can get about your target. But this is totally wrong if I try to do anything on that particular website. So the next one here is Sublister. We're talking about domains. When we say domains, we are talking about take for example google.com. Now google.com is the parent domain here. Take google.com as the parent domain. Now, whenever we have Google, we all know Google.com, right? Whenever we have Google.com, we can actually have mail.google.com, which is your Gmail. We have drive.google.com. I just want you to get the concept. We have what else we have? We have a lot. We have text. We have meeting.google.com. We have a lot. Right, we have a lot of subdomains. So what we call these guys here are called subdomains. We call these guys here subdomains. Why? Because they have mail, we have drive, we have meeting. You can see now this is the parent domain. This is the top level domain .com, .org, .ng, .uk, .us, .net, .org. All those are top level domains. But this guy here, they are domains. Then when we add these guys here, it's called a subdomain. I hope you get that. So now we know that sometimes we cannot scan for all subdomains on a particular website, and sometimes the main domain is always stronger than the subdomains. I've seen where some domains have standard firewalls, whereby their subdomains are trash. Like they don't put more effort in their subdomains. That's where sublister comes into play. And sublister actually has like, it's actually I don't really like it because there's like limitations to it. I don't think it works that much for me because there's a limitation to it. So if we run sublister -d and then let's specify -verbose, yeah, we can just specify -v in order to make the stuff as loud as it can be. Then we specify -d, then we can specify the domain. You see google.com, you see facebook.com, you can specify facebook.com here. Expected one argument. Okay, so facebook.com was meant to come first before -v. So you can see you need to follow instructions. See it here. Then -v. So you can see searching now in Baidu, searching now in Yahoo, searching now in Google, Bing, Axe, Netcraft, DNS, Dumpster, searching now in Virus Total. But I usually get this error and then I don't know why. Then some kind of things, it just throws back nothing. You can see it just throws back nothing. So I'm writing subdomains, but there are different ways of checking for subdomains. There are different tools out there. All you just need to do is go to github.com, and this is another problem solving technique, and then you come to the search guy here to maybe subfinder. You can just do subfinder. I think subfinder is another tool. Yeah, subfinder is another tool. So you can see for fast passive subdomain enumeration tool. Do I have subfinder? I think I have subfinder. Subfinder does it better. Yeah, how many MBs? That's first. Because the MB really matters. Okay, we have 290 something kilobytes here. Works. Okay, works. Okay, so let's see subfinder. So you can just type in the command subfinder --h, or you can go to their GitHub here. You can see their GitHub and see how it works. See it right here. And you can see the usage, subfinder -h. You can see the usage, and you can see how to install it using Git. And you can see subfinder -g account1.com. So let's try that on facebook.com. Subfinder. This is just the simple syntax. And if I do it, you can see how fast that is. You can see that is faster than sublister. So sublister is just like I don't really fancy the tools. I will not advise you to just look into it. Just use subfinder instead. And just type subfinder on your Kalinos, and you can see I said yes, I choose yes, and then I said yes again, continue. And then I typed in my password. So you can see, use with caution, you are responsible for your actions. Developer assume no liability and not responsible for any misuse or damage. By using subfinder, you also agree to the terms of the APIs used. Configuration file saved to, you can see here, subfinder, enumerating subdomains for Facebook, and this definitely works. Let's check this out. Let's see if this is available. Blocked. Wow. So that is blocked. What else? Channel.facebook.com. Let's check this again. So some of their subdomains don't usually come up. That's the problem. The thing is, majority of these subdomains are not available. Maybe they have been blocked or they have been filtered out. You get. Yo, I hope somebody is still here with me, or it's not my network again.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're here.
Okay. So we got a lot. So it's just that there are really a lot of stuff here. Except if you want to like write a particular script, you can see register.facebook.com. I think this one should work. Except if you want to write a particular bash script, like I saw this guy. I think I saw you learning how to write bash scripts. Trust me, it's interesting, because especially Python, if you can script in Python, this thing will be pretty easy. Just set up using maybe the request module, start something up, and what it does is it checks every IPA if they are up. I think Sublister should have an option for that. I mean, Subfinder rather. It should have an option for that. Let's check if there's an option for that it should filter out. Okay, you can see upload results, configuration file, domain to find subdomains. You can see find -d string here, list of sources to exclude from enumeration. So don't scan this particular site. List of available colors. Don't use colors in outputs. Remove wildcard and dead subdomains from outputs. Great. It literally has it. -NW. Great stuff. So let's see how that works. So -NW. Let's do that. So -N. It's a capital letter W. Okay, it is capital letter W. And now let's see. You can see. I don't know if all these are up. Trust me, I don't know if all these are up. Some are filtered out. Facebook has a lot. I don't know what they do with these kinds of subdomains. But kind of filter out dead ones for us. It didn't filter. So your information cannot be accurate, but you have the responsibility to check out what you want it to do. I feel like it's more. Oh my god. Alright, you have the ability to check for the ones that are good. So we have extensions, we have the Avesta. Yeah, the Avesta also is used for Gmail. Find email, so you can see the Avesta. No, they are meant to be together. And you can see the long query I used there. Okay, so you can see usage -d domain. So I don't know how to get this, but it's just used for hunting emails. You can use the Avesta to hunt emails, and I can just specify Facebook. The source is like where we gather the information from. It's like where we gather the information from. So we have Anubis, we have Baidu. It's open source information. That's what we call OSINT. So it actually uses OSINT to gather information. So if I specify the Avesta and then I specify -d, I think so. Yeah, -d should be for our domain, right? Yeah. So you can see pretty all of them uses like the same stuff there. So let's say facebook.com, and then we have -b, we have Anubis, maybe we have DuckDuckGo, DuckDuckGo, we have what else? The ones that are pretty easy here. We have virus.data. It gathers information from these particular sources and check if they are available there, and if they are available, it returns it to us. Some of these sources here also uses APIs, so you need to go to their website and then set up the API in a particular file before you can use them. So it's gonna tell you if that particular source uses an API. CSH. Okay, we got an error. Unrecognized arguments. Definitely, maybe I was meant to put. Maybe there was not meant to be any space there. That's the major reason. I feel like that's the reason. So you need to make sure that your tool is doing the right thing. So URL scan. Let's make sure we're doing the right thing here. Then enter. So you can see missing API key for full on, missing API key for hunter, missing API key for virus tutor, and missing API key for zoom eye. So searching OTX, searching URL scan, searching clt.sh. Yeah, other great tools like clt.sh. I think clt.sh is a website on its own. Yeah, so you can see we can just come here and we can use clt.sh to find subdomains also by just using this %, then maybe facebook.com. And then unsupported use of start design. I think it's design. Yeah, it should be. Is there meant to be dot there? Okay, yeah, sorry. So what I did was there was meant to be a % just stand like a star, something like that, but here we use % and then followed by, let me make this big, then followed by a dot here. You can see the dot here, and then facebook.com. So now let's see. We should have few. You can see logged at 2020, not after 2020, and we have rampart.facebook.com. We have a lot of stuff here. We have this start.facebook.com. We have z.facebook.com, latest.facebook.com. And how this one does is this: it's actually check. It uses certificate files. Like it uses certificate files. You can see it uses certificate files to check for subdomains, and there are a lot of guys here. Also, there are advanced techniques to find emails. Yeah, to enumerate emails. There are advanced techniques like even using mail.google.com. If I want to add a particular new mail here now, if I want to add a particular new mail, let's say add another account here, and then I say this is my email here. I click next. Yeah, and then I say forget password. It will tell me it's going to send it to a particular email, get a verification code at KO. You can see this. This is actually like information disclosure to an hacker, whereby we can just guess this particular email and try to like find out what is it and then start spamming, something like that. So those are some kind of advanced email techniques. What else do we have here? We have leaked password databases. You should have signed it now. We have leaked password databases. We have silence it, cut it. We have leaked password. We have leaked password databases. Yeah. So what leaked password that? Okay, let's just go back to our terminal to see if that is done. Great. So we have a lot of stuff here. Who's this person now? So we have a lot of stuff here. We have facebook.com. I'm not sure these ones are email, but they are pretty much 11,000 results. Man, that's a lot. You can see VIP. This was also result. It actually returns pretty subdomains for us, and we are meant to get a lot of. Sometimes it actually gives us Gmails. It gives us mails like something at I think it works for Google pretty well. So we have a lot here. Facebook, it's actually a popular site. So you can just check this out by yourself. So I'm just going to clear this, and the last one on my list, right, is the linked password databases. Now, what linked password databases does is we have different types of linked password database, like have I been pwned, have I been pwned.com. Yeah. So what this literally does is, and how attackers use this is, we carry a compromised Gmail or email or whatever it is, maybe Yahoo or whatever kind of email you have. So we paste it here, and it tells us if there have been a data breach on that particular mail. If there is no data breach, it tells us there isn't any data breach. And if there is a data breach, it tells us there's a data breach. And if we input the mail now, which I'm not going to do that, but if you input the mail now, it's going to tell you whether there's a data breach, tell you where the data breach is coming from, and then give you alternative, like using a password manager like onepassword.com. Trust me, it works. So we'll move on to active information gathering. Yeah. And the first thing I'll be talking about is zone transfers and messaging transfer. And when we are talking about DNS, the first term I would love to be using here is a DNS. You can hear me clear, right? And it stands for domain name system. Surely get me. It stands for a domain name system, and what it does is it stores a record of websites, different records of different websites. Different websites have their own DNS systems. You can see it is protocol that is used to resolve domain names / host names to IP addresses. Yeah, it works that way. It does that. What it does is, if you go to something like let's take for example github.com. I don't know if github.com will have a name you can resolve to, but if you use the post command and you type in github.com, it should give you an IP address, and you can see github.com has address 140. So I don't know if I copy this IP address and I paste it here. I don't know if I can access the site through. You can see we have your network is not safe. Let's see. GitHub, wow, you see it brought us back to GitHub. Great, very, very great. So you can see I did not type in github.com, and trust me, if I type in github.com, it's still taking me back to the same place where I am coming from. And you can see right here github.com. So what DNS in this essence does, it resolves, or it converts, it has the responsibility of converting IP addresses to direct name, like google.com, and the rest, akaspe.org. It converts the IP address, and it does this mainly because of bots. Sometimes bots communicate with they communicate with IP addresses. Exactly, that is what most servers on the internet understand. They store your information in IP addresses because IP addresses are unique. They don't two systems on a particular network cannot have the same IP addresses. That is why this DNS is there. So when you put in the site github.com, it knows that github.com has this particular IP address. So when you put the IP address there, it knows that github.com is meant to go to this particular IP address and do its thing, and the DNS is just for doing all this kind of stuff. So it is just like resolving every stuff there and telling you, yes, this is what you should do. So we have domain name system. What else do we have here? We have DNS, domain name system, is a protocol that is used to resolve domain names. Okay. During the early days of the internet, users would have to remember the IP addresses, you can see. So most people don't remember IP addresses. Trust me, if I give you a letter, people that remember numbers, they aren't much than people that remember letters. In fact, in today's date, everybody, once you just give them a particular word, they actually save it to their memory, and then if you ask them next 3 to 4 days, if they don't write it down, they can still remember, you get. But if you give somebody a number, it is very hard, especially numbers like 10.10, I mean 10.10.10.150. No, some people it's very, very hard for them to remember numbers. You get, because I don't know what the methodology is there, what how the brain does that, but users would have to remember the IP address of the website that they wanted to visit. So DNS resolves the issue by mapping domain names. Like I said, domain name stands for websites. Don't get confused. Website names, it could be google.com, akaspe.org, dumpster, dns.com, anyhow. Easier to recall, you can see, to their respective IP addresses. A DNS server, name server, is like a telephone directory, like I mentioned earlier, that contains domain names and their corresponding IP addresses. It also contains much more information. A plethora of public DNS servers have been set up by companies like Cloudflare, which is 1.1.com, 1.1.1.1. I don't know why I cannot access that publicly. But DNS server 8.8.8, Google DNS server, you can use it to probe any website. And today we'll be using a website called zonetransfer.me. This is the website that is responsible for this active information gathering. We'll be using this website, and you can see here, when teaching, make this big. When teaching and talking to clients, I sometimes have to explain the security problem related to DNS zone transfer. The problem usually comes when trying to demonstrate how it works and what information can be leaked, trying to remember which domains have zone transfer enabled, and then hoping that they still have it turned on can make it hard. So to ease both of these problems, I have registered zone transfer.me, a domain which is easy to remember and which will always have zone transfer enabled. We'll get into what zone transfer is later. So definitely maybe today. So the domain is zone transfer.me, and the two name servers are nsztm.1. Okay, blah blah. Feel free to use this domain in your training, and when talking, I'll teach you. I'll carry you in the process of getting this guy here. So when talking to clients, hopefully it will help educate people as to why it should be disabled in almost all cases on public DNS servers. To help with the education here is what I've set up, and I'll read it. So let's go here, and now it has opened. So we are in dns.google. So and it's oh yeah, you can see, or I think this is literally an IPv6. Yeah, IPv6. I don't know if it's still going to go there. I don't know what that, but usually 8.8.8 works. 8.8.8 works. So let's try for zone transfer, right? Zone transfer.me, and then if we click resolve, we should be able to see list of information. Now you can see response from nztm2.ggninja, right? And here we have that also. You can see it here. So that is this DNS. The DNS server in this place is these two guys here. This number one and this number one, standing as name servers. They are actually name servers. With the name servers, we can get extra information about what the DNS server on the hood does. So we have A records, and you can see we have triple AA records. I think I have what edge and everyone. Yeah, so these are like the most important one you should look out for. So we have a record, which is responsible for the resolve of it resolves a host name or domain to an IPv4 address, which your DNS or other web servers are going to understand, and this is it here. So you can see here zonetransfer.me, and you can see the IP here. I don't know if this is going to work, but let's paste this and see if it's going to still refer me to DigiNinja. That's still goes okay. We have a referral here, and it works. Yeah, so you can see it resolves IP addresses to domain names, or domain names to IP addresses. Resolve a host name or domain name to IP address. So resolves a host name to an IPv6 address. I don't think IPv6 works, but you can see a record here, and I just need to do resolve, and it will bring it out the following information for me. You can see it here. So we have robin.digininja. I can't see any IPv6 address here, none, and definitely I feel like I'm doing the right thing, because let me see how an IPv6 address looks like here. WLAN 0, yeah, something like this. Broadcast inet 6, this guy here works. So this is an IPv6 address. So it stands out. This is an IPv6 address, great. So we can't literally find any IPv6 address here for some reasons. I don't know, there isn't, and I don't know if this is, yeah. So the data side, you can see the data, and TTL stands for time to live. Yeah, time to live. I think maybe the time that time to live, either the time that the connection is going to close or something like that. Okay, so let's look out for more. You can just explore that. You can explore more on what the TTL is. We have NS records, which is the responsible the whole guy that the domain name server, rather, like this guy on it. Oh yeah, where is it? Yeah, this guy here. This is what it is. So it will actually give me these two records if I query it. So if I come here and now I'm having issues, so I can, let me just use NS, yeah, and then I'll just click resolve, and then we have it. So you can see here we have NS. You can see we have one, we have two here, and we have one here. Great. So you can see response from blah blah blah. So it gives us the name server there. And what else do we have? We have MX server. MX, it stores mail records. It is the mail server. It stores mail records. I don't know why this is actually not giving me the rest of the guys here. So let's just type it manually. So MX records, and let's see, we have we can see we have atl1.asps.l.co.mail.com. we have a lot here. We have a lot of mail records here. I don't know how this works. Cool information. This information are great information, but the one I usually watch out for is the TXT record. Okay, so CNAMEs are used for domain aliases. Some domain might have multiple names. Alias, that's what CNAME stands. That's what an alias stands for, like other name, whatever you can call it again. So we have zone transfer.me, CNAME, type, and you can see robin.dg9jar. So let me see if I copy this and paste it here. What am I gonna get? Yeah. Okay, still on the same website. So you can see we have a CNAME here. So what else do we have? We have TXT that actually stores text records. Sometimes these developers, and trust me, zone transfer is like, it's like how will I, let me explain it. It looks like I'll have to use Excalibur. I'll just have to use Excalibur the way I'm still noob in this thing, so just pardon me. I hope you can see my screen well. Let me make it light mode. Yeah, so I hope you can see my screen well. So let's say we have a DNS record here. Let's say we have a bunch of database here, and we have another bunch of database here, and then right here, or over in this guy here, let me put this guy here, we have the MX. We have a lot of stuff there. We have MX records, right? We have a lot of records there, and records here in this particular server. And this is like should I call it let me say this is like our remote, or maybe remote server. Let's say this is like the remote server, and let's say this other guy here is our own server. Wow, I'm not that bad. So this is our own server. Now there are a lot of records here that on a normal day we should not be able to see. You get, on a normal day we should not be able to see this kind of record. But if DNS, like if there is a particular zone transfer port that is opened, I think port 53 or 58, or let me just ask Google that what port runs on zone on DNS rather. It's a DNS port, yeah. Once you see DNS, port 53, 53. It once you see a DNS port, you know that you can perform something like zone transfer that might contain maybe subdomains that they want you to text. So sometimes on a normal, we are not meant to be able to see information inside this database. Get that? We are not meant to see information inside this particular database. Now what we'll do is we'll perform a query using tools like this particular Google DNS server. This kind of query, whereby if I do TST now and I click resolve, we can see some other vital information. You can see Google site verification and stuff like that. But I don't know if this particular DNS server filters out some information. Well, I'll be using a tool called DNS for us, so you can understand more. You can see more information about this TXT records on this TXT record, because different tools with the way they work. So what this does is it pulls out every information we can get here, put the mail server, it pulls out everything we can get here, and it puts it out to us, right? And then tells us that you are definitely, now it stores it here, and then now we are now having like a photocopy of this particular server here. We are having the photocopy here also. I hope you understand. So now we can now begin to perform any kind of information we like. But with this guy here, we are just sending queries. Now we can do this with DNS. And how do we do this with DNS? I think I'll have to be using Escalate Draw for this particular tutorial, because I'm not that bad at it. I know I was very bad at it. So let me just use DNS. There's something we call DNS, and I'll do --help, and I want you to go and explore some other parts on your own. How do we specify it? Options and then domain. So let's just specify domain straight. So I want you to check out dig. The first command I want you to check out is dig on your own. I'm giving that as an assignment. So I want you to check out dig, how to query a DNS server with dig. You can search it like that. Then I think I have another one, which is I think the dig command does it. Is it the whois command? No, the whois command doesn't do it. But we have fire something. Let me check fire, or is it fierce? Let me see. Fierce. Okay, fierce does it too. Yeah, fierce does it. So check out fierce too. And there's one more. Fierce. Or how do we spell that? Yeah, fierce. Let me check my notes if I have nothing. So definitely we have fierce does it. Dig does it too, but this tutorial will be using DNS. So I can just do DNS, and remember I told you we are going to be using zone transfer.me. So definitely try out these tools on try out these two tools on zone transfer.me. So that works. Okay. I'm trying to like open up a new spreadsheet. So I think you understand what I did here, right? So it's pretty easy, and it's just for you to get the concept. So great. So you can see our tool right here has done a little work for us. Cute. So this is like the automated method. So you can see name server here. It's gonna tell you here. You can see, and it will have mail servers. You can see the mail servers here. The mail servers where it stores mails, and you can query those if you like. And we have trying zone transfer. You can see a lot of information here. And we have XSS on a TXT record. You can see XSS.zonetransfer.me. What else we have? We still got some more information here. You can see we have I here. They actually just embedded this these particular words just for you to understand the concept. Let's watch out for text that makes sense. Let's work it out for text that makes sense. They gave us a website here, and we have something looking like a credential here. I think that is all it can really gather there. Let me just do Q. You can see brute forcing, and what this will do, it's actually like, I think, it's actually going to find all the information it can see, but I'll not be doing that for now. So I hope we get the concept. We are trying to, like, what we did now is we connected to the remote name or DNS server of ZoneTransfer.me, then we pulled it. So that is the whole stuff of this diagram. What we did is as simple as that. We pulled. We just created a server here. We created a block of server. Then we make my drawing protection. Let's say that is the remote server, and here we have our own server, and then inside their server they have MX servers, right? They have name servers, which is NS servers, right? Let me just make this big. They have name servers. They have TXT records. They have TXT records. They have MX server. What else? They have A servers, and stuff like that. So what we did here is we just tried pulling. We tried to, like, make a copy of these guys here. Pull all the data here, and it gives it to us. You get, the syntax work like this. We connect. Let me highlight this guy here. This is how the syntax works. We connect to the targets like this, and then if zone transfer is, or if a DNS port is enabled, I'm really bad at this thing. If zone transfer is enabled, it actually pulls it for us. But if it's not enabled, it's actually going to throw an error. Try something like this with google.com. Let me show you. You see what it's going to give me. See, we have name servers. You can see name servers. You can see MTC server. You can see try zone transfer for google.com. ASFR record query field correct packet. You can see it's going to be giving you this, and we don't have much information. I can see zone transfer something. You're supposed to see a field here, so definitely it has field. I can see it's moving on to the next step. So no much information here. So I hope you understand that, and if you have questions, you can just ask. If you have questions, you can just try and ask. Hello. If you have questions, you can ask. Ask now. So before I move. Okay, in the absence of none, I'll just pull up and move on to the next stuff. Wait. Just to be sure. I hope you all are hearing me. I hope you are with me.
Yes.
Okay. Let's confirm that. All right. So the next on the line is directory befores. Now, websites usually have something like. If you visit a website now, before we talked about let me just keep using Excalibur. So before we talked about DNS, right? We talked about subdomains. Now we'll be talking about directories. Now, websites usually, take for example, we have a web page here. Let's say we have a web page here, right? And it has some written text like ra, and it has information. It has other stuff here, maybe where you can log in and stuff like that. So now, these websites at the back, sometimes they usually have different directories, and the directories could be a slash. They have a lot of directories here. It could be slash, maybe slash login, maybe slash, how will I put it? Maybe slash PHP, PHP info rather, maybe PHP info, maybe admin, maybe uploads, just a slash, different website. I don't think if this guy, maybe let's see if it's going to probe a slash there. Very good. So you can see slash how to secure PHP admin. You can see let's check Linux evasion technique. You can see Linux red team evasion rootkit here. You can see a slash here, right? So these are what we call directories. Now sometimes it's really, these directories sometimes they usually store content that are hidden. Some directories are hidden. That is where directory buffer comes into play. Sometimes we cannot just be typing uploads, slash uploads. Sorry about that. We are meant to put a slash there. Slash uploads. We cannot just type slash login, slash WP admin. All those. It's just like stress for us. Yes. So what we'll do is, what I thought for doing my when I want to check if a directory is robot.txt. Why? Because robot.txt usually have some, maybe it could be a hidden directory, it could be a hidden file that the developer don't want us to see. You get, the developer doesn't want us, or it could be the developer doesn't want us to see those particular page, as a normal user of the website would not check the robot.txt. You understand? It does not even have anything to do with editing directories. But as a penetration tester, it's our work sometimes, because even these guys may have robot.txt just to like filter out certain processes. You get me? Like filter out. There are some maybe the mostly the robot.txt page is to optimize search engines. So any website, these search engines, they go to robot.txt, and if they find anything with a slash and disallow here, what they do is they don't put it on Google. Some search engines like Google, DuckDuckGo, they will not put it. They will not have this slash there if you use stuff like Google Docking. But sometimes you can craft your Google Doc that it's gonna give you this particular stuff. You get this particular website or directories you cannot see. Now, if I copy this one here, it's not like it does not exist. Because it says disallow does not mean it does not exist. It actually exists. So let me remove robot.txt and see what is in that page. So you can see we have, I don't know what this is. So we have a lot of stuff here, maybe some kind of information. We have sitemap. You can see sitemap.index.xml. These are what you should actually watch out for. Sitemaps are great because they show you can see here. They show you past. They can show you past stuff of how the website look like. We have 2021 Hackersploits. Okay, maybe the way Hackersploit was looking like 10, I don't know. So, but they store some directories that are sweet here. So, generated by used SEO. This is an SMS site meant for consumption by search engines. You can see, you can find more information about site SML sitemap on sitemaps.org. So, that's that for that. So, we have tools that can do this for us. And I'm not going to be covering much of these tools, but I'll just list out two, and then you check one on your own. There's one we call FFUF, and there's another one we call GoBoStar. Now, for this tutorial, I'll be using GoBoStar, and just a simple typing GoBoStar on your terminal should give you a prompt to install it. If you don't have it installed, you can just type in GoBoStar. And then it's going to give you, or just do sudo apt install GoBoStar. And then it asks you for your password. And then you can see here, one newly installed. Okay, it's updating it. It's updating it, definitely. So you just updated it to GoBoStar for me. That's all. So if I type in GoBoStar here, I guess I should actually get some particular updates there. That is why it did that. So what will be the tag? You can see we have a lot of tags here. It can enumerate X3 buckets. You can see uses DNS subdomain enumeration mode. You can enumerate for subdomains. You can force. You You can replace the keyword first in the URL headers and the request body, just like the way FFUF does it. You can use GC's buckets, AWS buckets, that's S3, yeah. So you can use TFTP, which is I think five and fabric, but I forgot the T. It usually keeps my mind. So all of that is just that. Well, the one we are going to be using here is dir. So we can just use global star dash dash dir, then dash dash. Oh, no, just dir, because they told us there that it's just dir, then dash dash. Oh. And you can see it actually gives us what the dir command does. You can see global star dir flags. What do we have here? We have uses directory / file enumeration mode. Okay, so let's see. Now these are some. I'll mention some common tags you should put into consideration. So the first tag I'll be using here is, I just scroll up. Yeah. So the first flag I'll be using here is dash X. Let's follow the order. So put dash X. I'll just explain all this in a while. So dash X first. Put dash X there. The next one is sometimes I use dash F to follow redirect, but I don't need it. If there's a redirect, I'll just check it by myself. We have what other one? Let's keep checking. Password. You might have basic authentication, but I don't use that because mostly I don't use it for. We are doing directory before here just to search for hidden directories and other directories that might be fancy to us. Let me check what other I use. Dash S, yeah. Positive status codes we were written. Negative. Okay, positive status codes we were writing with status code like if so and do ranges like 200. Okay, negative status code, so you can use dash B here. You can see dash B. So dash B also comes in handy. Why we use dash B is we want to filter out status code like 500, 400 that is not going to like give us any vital information. We don't need to check it out. So we'll just filter them out. We have URL, which is dash U, Oh, sorry. We have URL, which is small letter U, user agent. Maybe you got the user agent, but usually it is global star 3.5. You can see the user agent. You can see username for basic authentication. What else do we have here? You can use dash V for verbosity, and the last one dash W, which is word list. So now if I come here and specify dash W and dash V, but I don't use dash V mostly for verbosity. So now let's try that. So let's do that. Oh, sorry about that. So we have clear. So now if I do global star, and as usual, the first thing you're meant to do is dir, right? Dir, then followed by dash U, which is the URL. So dash U, and you can see the format here. So now let me just highlight this format straight because of time. I was solving a CTF on this. Let me just take this for example. So I don't want to now. This is active information gathering. So let me just run this on Zone Transfer.me. It should definitely give me something. So definitely now you are making requests to this website. Note that you are making requests to this website because why? You are going to like directory before is an active information gathering procedure. You have to like query the website, ask it that please which directory can you give me, and this is how it works. What you do is you come to the website as an attacker. Let me just overwrite. Let me just reset the canvas, and let's say we have our little boy here, which is zone transfer.me, right? So let's say we have zone transfer.me here, which is zone transfer, right? .me here, which is our little boy here. And then we as an attacker, let's say from a penetration tester perspective, we have our target system, which is here now. Let's put our target system here and let's make it really big because we are going to get enough of information. Now zone transfer.me as a little database. I just want you to get this concept that it stores DIRs and files there. So what it does is, let me write that out for you so you can get it out. So what it does, it stores little information here. Let's say DIRs/files. So it stores this information. Let me put this here. So it stores this information here. Now I want to tell you why it's actually an active information gathering procedure. Now we are first of all going to talk to this guy here. We are going to talk to zone_transfer.me. That's what our tool Google star here is going to do. It's going to talk to zone_transfer.me. Ask zone_transfer.me that I need. Now you can see we are performing direct communication. Now we are going to ask zone_transfer.me that I need DIRs/files. You get, and then zone_transfer.me will say, wow, you need DIRs/file. Well, I'm not going to reject your offer. Definitely, it's not going to reject your offer because it's some kind of information you can get on your own if you scan it. If you put a slash here now, if it's going to reject your offer, that means they actually maybe want to blacklist this project. If you can actually do it manually, but we are using a tool just to make things faster. So what zone_transfer.me does is it goes to it's a database where it stores that directories and files, queries it and asks for every information you can get here. And once it does that, once it asks for the information, the zone_transfer asks for the information it can get here, it returns back to this zone_transfer.me. You can get. I hope you understand. It returns the information back to zone_transfer.me. Now, that is where our word list comes in. If the information that dir/file provided to zone_transfer.me is inside our word list can be anything. Our word list normally it's like a rainbow. It's usually a rainbow. Let's say word list here now. Let's give it a name called word list. Let's see word list here. Word list, right? We have it here, sorry, and then word list, right? So that's word list, and then we have different, it could be different numbers, different letters. It could be /admin, it could be /login, it could be /uploads where you upload files, it could be /register. I hope you get the concept. Other things like that. So our word list can have a lot of directories. So if that directories, it compares it. So if the directories, if you see /admin here and you see /admin this word list, it gives the attacker back. Now let's bring in our attacker. Let's say this is our attacker. So it gives back our attacker the results that this guy exists, and it has to validate whether it exists in the DIR, which is the database of this zone_transfer.me, and also exists in our word list. Then it gives the attacker back, and then we are ready to go. So let's fire up that. So we can see here we have specified the URL, we have specified the word list, which is where it's going to be reading the directories from. We have specified the blacklist, the status code we want to blacklist, so we don't want anything with 400, 500, we don't want to see it. So we have -x, which is extension. I want to see back, I want to see zip files, I want to see PHP files, I want to see text files. I don't want you to remove these guys. And -t is to specify threads. Threads makes our scan faster, very fast. So I specified 40, so I will not deny of service the particular server. Then this tool DevNo I talked about before, I said it actually sends any error messages to nowhere. So it's not going to return those error messages back. It's just going to give us, I definitely know it. Because why this is not definitely going to work is because zone_transfer.me is not like a valid. If I put, let me try this, let me see this, it won't work. But if I do something like, let's do something like track me. Let's do something like trackme.com. Trackme.com should work. Yeah, https //trackme.com. and this should definitely work. So it should give me results. It's gonna take a few minutes. I mean, it's directory before it's calling the server. So let me explain the image for you back. What it does is we have our word list here. We have the tool we are using on the O. This tool is the bucket here, and what it does it actually sends to zone transfer.me or maybe trackme.com and tells it I need directories and files on this server. Zone transfer.me goes into the database, provides everything, sends it back to zone transfer.me. Zone transfer.me gets back to us, and then that is where the comparison starts. That is where it starts to do something like that is where it starts to perform some particular synchronization. It synchronizes whether there is actually whether the file exists in both database, compares it, and if the file exists, it sends it to our attacking machine. So let's go back to our scan and see still nothing. Great. One thing does it brings out the output bit by bit, so it should be fast. So I think once I get my first 5, I should be able to move command.txt. It should be really fast. Yeah.
Please let me explain the importance of information gathering as a hacker, right? Now, getting into ethical hacking or even being a hacker, because I used to say the difference between ethical hacking and hacking is just the intention. Actually, is not the name. Do you understand? It's just the intention. It's not the name. So, what does it mean intention and what does it mean name? The difference is if two of us have learned hacking, what are you doing your hacking for? So, what makes it ethical is my intention. What am I doing using my skill for? But that's not what we're talking. What we're talking about is this particular course, which is information gathering, both active and passive. Now, in the methodology or method of hacking, there are 5 phases. Information gathering, either passive or active. I said that in your other class. Then, second one is scanning. Third one is gaining access. Fourth one is exploiting access, and then the fifth one is covering your tracks. This is the steps to say you have completed a particular attack. Now, the biggest of them all, or that strengthens the rest, is information gathering. Why do I mean? If you don't gather enough information about your target, you cannot exploit that target. If you don't have a lot of information about your target, you cannot exploit that target. It simply means, so when he got started, he started from most of the tools he showed you. Let's say your target is a human being. You will not use Dearbuster to get information about your target. You have to go to Pontidon, go to Instagram, Facebook. You're pivoting and gathering Multigo. Write down these things. If you're recording, fine. Then you go to Multigo, you go to OSINT framework and gather information about this target, right? Now, if you're targeting a website, that's where you go to GoBuster because you're looking for active directories where they hide different paths, where they are saving their login page, where they are saving their admin page, where they are saving their admin portal, where they are saving their different informations they have on the server. They save it in different directory paths. Now, you can also gather information about the website on shutdown.com, on security triad, on census, on virus total. When he was using what's this thing called? When he was using the harvester, if you notice, there were a lot of search engine the harvester listed. Those places can be navigated to directly. That is one point. Second point, if you're gathering for IPs and port, that's where port numbers interests you. You want to know how many ports are open. You want to know how many ports are closed. So it simply means that if you don't have a lot of information about that particular target, don't bother hacking it because then you cannot. It is where you are searching and enumerating and finding information about the target. That's the point where you now find out that there are a lot of vulnerabilities that that particular application have. So this being said, information gathering is the top notch for your security or ethical hacking processes. If you've not gathered information and seen vulnerable ports, expired version of any port or service or running in a particular port, like port 20, port 223, port 22, port 443, port 80, those ports, right? I think I gave an assignment that you guys should go and get the necessary 20 ports that every hacker should know what information is stored that we use on our daily life as hackers. I don't know if you've done that, and if you've done that, it's a very great thing to know. So information gathering is the basic information you should have and spend time understanding. So I'm going to end this class here by telling you that this is Dear Buster, right? Now, Dear Buster is a tool, is one of them. That's the second assignment. He said you should cover fourth, and you're going to submit you using fourth to find information on a website, their directories, and you should send it on the Telegram group. Screenshot it and send it there. That being said, he covered the Go Buster. For me, I use a lot of fourth and sometimes Go Buster, but I'm a fourth lover, right? So find out how to use fourth. Use it on any website you have permission to test. That's why we asked you to go and register with Try and Hack Me, register with Hack the Boss, Panty. Don't you see websites there that you can try this thing on and show me the screenshot before Friday? We're supposed to meet on Friday, so I know all the assignment I've put out. Please do this assignment and send it to us. Now, this GoBuster, let me do a quick explanation. If the server is set properly and they are allowing us to go to different parts, because those parts are also hosted, you can go directly to their website and put a slash and put maybe slash admin slash this slash tst robot.txt slash test.txt, and you see those information. You can navigate to them and find out if juicy informations are there. But if there are no juicy information, you check, you keep moving. That you're a hacker does not mean that you must see information on every part you log